fostering meaningful connections and providing a platform for knowledge sharing, mentoring, and collaboration. Before we begin, let me also take a moment to introduce the two pillars of support for this event. Our respected faculty member, Mr. Vishal Ambore sir and Mr. Vikas Kolekar sir, who have been instrumental in guiding us and making this event possible. Over the past day, we have a very interesting conversation with and great discussions about resume building and many more things. And I'm sure today will be just as inspiring and insightful. We have invited some incredible alumni to join with us and share their experiences. And today's focus will be on the topic the projects you should be working on during your engineering years. From personal experiences to industry insights, our alumni will discuss how these hands on projects shape your learning and career trajectory. We are very fortunate to have with us a distinguished alumni, each bringing a unique perspective and a wealth of experience. Let me quickly introduce them to you. Mr. Archis Kulkarni sir, pursuing MTech at Triple IT Bangalore, previously worked as application development analyst at Accenture India. Then we have Ms. Namrata Chavan, ma'am, pursuing MBA at SIBM Pune, previously worked as a quality analyst at Accenture India. I would like to ask Mr. Archis Kulkarni sir if they would like to have any thoughts to share with us.
Hey, yeah. Hi, everyone.
Uh, Sir, it would be nice to if you turn on your camera.
You want camera? Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, mhm. Yeah. Am I visible and audible?
No, not now, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. So, hello, everyone. I am Archis. I'm currently pursuing MTech at Triple ITB, and I worked at Accenture for 3 years before switching to studying again. So, uh, who is our audience today? Like third year or fourth year?
Mostly they are third year students.
Hmm. Okay. And from CAC or mixed branches?
CSC and IT.
Ah, okay. I think you can start with your session.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. So I would like to, without further ado, let's begin the conversation. I would like now to invite our today's panel moderators, Nehal and Neha, to let us begin the conversation.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I'm thrilled to be moderating today's panel discussion with Mr. Ajit Kulkarni, sir, and Ms. Namrata Chavan, ma'am, esteemed alumni of VIIT. This session aims to provide invaluable insight into placement and career growth, drawing from their diverse experience in industry and academics. So let's begin. So I'd like to ask you the first question: what technical skills and programming languages are most important for application development roles?
Ah, okay. Uh, so first of all, everyone should like uh, focus on their basics, okay? Like CAC basic subjects. Uh, that includes your database, programming, networking, OS, and data structures. Be sure to have your basics cleared out. And if you are planning to work in software, then software architecture will also help you a lot. And for languages, I would say focus on one language first, like one solid language like Java, JavaScript, or Python. You can go on C++, but usually you will have more jobs in Java and JavaScript. So make sure you have that basics cleared out. So uh, you should be able to write most of the basic stuff in these languages, and try to be flexible enough to pick any language and understand the logical part of it. So uh, you can't just go like, okay, I only know JavaScript, I don't know Python, I don't know Java. Only ask me about JavaScript. that will be a problem for you. And other technical skills, I would say learn how to use Git, not just GitHub, Git. So working with your team, how do you resolve merge conflicts, or how do you pull or push code? How do you write commit messages? All of these are like some important things that you need to learn, because these are like industry standards of working with multiple people. Additional point might be some project management tools like Jira or Trello or whatever you guys use, and IDEs also like PyCharm, Visual Studio, whatever, uh, IntelliJ. All of these will add to your uh, resume and profile.
Yeah, it clearly gave technology students should focus on. Moving forward, how do you stay updated with the latest trends and tools in the field of application development?
Trends and tools. Okay. Um, See, whatever new things are coming up, they usually first come up in the academia part, like papers are published or patents are made, some new softwares and research is done. But we usually don't indulge in all of that. So for us, we can look at some easier mediums like some good blogs. We have Wired, MIT News, or there are YouTube channels that give you the latest tech news like Tech Linked or 2 Minute Papers. They explain you what's happening, and you can also join some groups on Reddit and LinkedIn. There is a really good group on Reddit. It's called Developers India. You can find stuff there. You can attend webinars where industry experts will explain what's happening in their domain, some new startups coming up, ideas getting implemented, etc. You can find such stuff.
So now we have Namrata ma'am also joined. Welcome, Namrata ma'am. So we will further go if you would like to add on some thoughts. So please.
Hello. You continue with the questions. I will add on later.
Okay, Snehal, continue.
Okay, ma'am, I would like to ask you the question about, yeah, what kind of projects did you work on during your college days and how did they help in your placements?
I worked on a lot of like personal projects and a few internships. I did one internship for CDAC, and there was our major project was also industry sponsored, so that was also a good one. Uh, in our major project, we developed a ERP system for one of the companies in Pune, and yeah, do you want some details about that, like some specific details?
Yeah, so like were these projects part of your curriculum or did you initiate
Mhm.
them independently?
Yeah, so the major project and the internship was a part of our curriculum. So I think you guys also have the same thing. So, and the rest of the projects were my own personal things, trying trying something out that I found interesting to add to resume or to just try to build stuff.
Okay, now I request Namrata ma'am to share your thoughts on
Yeah.
this, the same question.
S- yeah. So even the major project was sponsored by the company. It was basically about web development, which was internal to the company. And apart from that, the thing which helped me the most was the project. Like we did a startup, so I was a part of the e-cell, and we initiated a startup which was called Avanjas. It was basically a smart parking system idea, and in that we brainstormed the idea, and then we took it to the MVP stage, that is multi-stage iteration. And after that, hello, hello, am I audible?
Yeah, ma'am, you are audible now.
Okay. So I was saying that we did that project right from the brainstorming to the MVP stage. That's what helped me the most. So this was something for which I could speak about in detail to the recruiter. So whenever they asked me about my project, this was the only thing I talked about. So you will also come across, I think, 7 to 8 projects you will do as minor projects in your whole curriculum, but just stick to one or two main ones which you feel you can speak in detail about. And and like, just be prepared for it in detail. Like, if they ask anything about it, you should be able to speak about it. So don't keep on telling about many things. Like, many people, we all do many things, but we have to figure out what to tell and what not to tell in detail.
You should mainly focus on your contribution in the project. So what was your contribution?
Yeah, that is actually very important. Like, whenever we tell
Mm.
about a project, the first thing they will ask is, what was your contribution? And if you won't be able to justify it, then it will, like, they will understand when are you faffing and when are you really telling
Mm.
what you did.
Thank you, sir and ma'am, for valuable insights. So, next question is to sir. Could you share a challenging project you worked on and how you approach problem solving?
Okay, so during our major project, we developed a ERP system for a company, right? So it happened that in the first meeting we were sitting with the person, and he explained us all the flow of the data and what they were doing and all. But he explained it in his own terms. He was from mechanical, so he explained it in own terms, and we didn't understand anything. So that was our first lesson that we learned, that you should be able to understand what the other person is saying, what the customer wants, because they won't be telling it to you in technical terms. They'll be telling it to you based on their domain knowledge and their language, basically. So we had to go through multiple meetings, and we had to discuss with the faculty a lot to understand what they were saying. uh, Second challenge that we faced there was, yeah, in between, they had discussed that they wanted a form, okay, so like an HTML form, and they wanted to save that data to database. So we made a form and we just connected it to a database, and in between they changed their requirements, and they said that okay, we'll need dynamic fields in it. We'll need as many fields as you can add, and uh, that basically broke our application because we had to redo the UI, we had to basically change the entire database schema, and so we had to start over with that. So these things can also happen to you. And yeah, with the database, we had to change from SQL to MongoDB, and MongoDB, I guess, was not a part of our syllabus, or it was some next sem kind of thing. So we had to figure it out on our own. We had to integrate MongoDB with the backend on our own because of the structure of the data. So yeah, such things can happen with you. So you should be ready with a plan, and you should be ready. You should understand that if I have to change this thing, how can I incorporate that change?
Yeah, sir, your experience is truly motivating us now. So, ma'am, how do we choose between doing individual projects and team-based projects?
Okay. um First of all, I think in college, mostly you will need to do team projects. Like, do you have an option?
No, we don't have option, but means what? Where should we go? That means we should do team-based project, or we should do individual projects mostly.
Okay. So see, mostly you can. It is better to do team projects in the starting, so that you can like you can learn from each other and you can contribute of your own. Even when you are doing team project, you need to have your own contribution as a distinct component. Like you can't just go on with a team and then because that will not add value to it. Even if whenever you are doing a project, the main purpose should be to add, to learn something new and to use it in your interview. So whenever you are doing team project also, you have to do some individual component which will add value to your own self. And the perks of doing individual project are that you can be like you can explore everything by yourself. You will feel another level of achievement when you complete an individual project by solving all the problems yourself. But that can be a part of a passion project or a side project. In the start you can focus on making team projects more, so that you also learn team, how to interact with team, because in corporates mostly you will have to work as a team.
Yes, thank you, ma'am, for breaking that down so well. So, next question is to Archie, sir. What advice would you give to students working on their first major project or internship?
Okay. Um, so your problem statement is really important for your major project. Um, First of all, you should choose a project or an internship based on your goal and your strength. For example, you are a web developer and there is no use of going into AI ML you if that's not what you want to do. um, for you guys, you can go for research based or industry based project. Um, you can find those by approaching your faculties or uh, you can I guess you are allowed to submit your own ideas or you have to approach the faculties for problem statements.
No, first of all, we have to find out our own idea, and if we are
Okay.
not able to find out any, then faculties suggest
Mhm.
us few.
Okay. Yeah. So if you are finding your own ideas, you can get those reviewed from your peers, seniors, and faculty members. And yeah, find a good team. That's really important. You should find people that you will be able to work with, and also in the team you should find your own place based on your strengths. Okay, so you're good at back end, you should work on back end. You're good at front end, work on front end, like that. uh, in internships you should work hard. I'm not against that, but sometimes they ask you to do overwork. So try not to overwork yourself. It's a little weird thing to say, but yeah, don't communicate with each other, share your updates, participate in meetings, and if you are not clear with something, you should clarify it then and there instead of assuming something. This might be this. No, clarify it. Go and ask people. They'll tell you. Um, then you should understand what is required in your internship or from your major project. Like I said, the client requirement is really important. Um, Another tip would be like spend time to a code and be like, okay, I have to do this feature. I'll just start coding. No, design the flow of the software. Um, because if you fail in that flow, it's lot cheaper than failing in a code. So then start by developing small amounts of code when developing a big application. Okay, uh, start with a code that works and slowly integrate smaller components, and then you try to optimize that uh, in your major project. Basically, in intensives you will have all that structure laid out for you. And yeah, for major project, make sure you review your code and test it before delivering it anywhere. Ask your peers or your faculty member or someone else from your team to review your code. You review their code. Don't review it yourself, okay? When you write a code, you will make mistakes and you won't see it. But someone else who has not seen your code, they will be able to pick it up. So that will help you out.
Yeah, that was a great advice for freshers. So moving forward, ma'am, how important it is to align projects with current industry trends and how do we identify such trends?
First of all, don't call me ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am and sir is weird actually.
Okay. So, yeah, to keep up with the industry trends, have any of you heard about Google Trends? Are you all awake? I hope. You can just raise hand or type in the chat. Okay. Anyone who has raised hand, can you tell what is it? What do you know about it? Mm, yeah. Anwar, you want to say something? अभी तो इतने लोगों ने हैंड्स रेस किए थे.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself and tell them.
Yes, ma'am. The Google Trends is we can understand it analyzes the popularity of the searches in Google, and by that we can understand that what is going in today's our day-to-day life. We can understand what is
Yeah.
the actual today trend.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Samarth.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
basically, I was telling that by using such websites, by using Medium, and for more technical projects, like for using by using LinkedIn, we can identify what are the current industry topics. So, if you want to choose a topic which is actually real time, that will help. Like if it's industry sponsored, then obviously you have to do this thing which they tell. But if you want to choose something by yourself, then you need to choose a real time problem which is actually happening in the world. That will add value. That when you tell to the recruiters, it will add value to them. Like it will actually cause an impact instead of just doing on a like on any topic. So if you back your topic with some data, that will help you in I mean, that will be a real, that will add value to that project instead of just taking a random topic. So, and for keeping up with the industry trends, you can use you can use Quora, and you can use such websites which you guys already know, and you can stay updated by that.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Next question is to Archie, sir. How do you see project development evolving with advancements in AI and other technologies?
Okay. Yeah, so AI is coming up and they'll eat our jobs. That's what you might have heard. So Yeah, they are developing AIs to do a lot of stuff. Like there are code generation AIs coming up. Like you might be using ChatGPT for your assignments, I'm sure. And yeah, because I use it too. Uh, then there are something called as agents that are coming up. There is a a project called Devin and another one called Devika. These two are also, they're trying to build softwares using these things, and there are IDE plugins coming up that help you write a code. So you just put it there like I want this functionality and it will populate it. So yeah, these things exist and they won't replace you as developers, but they'll surely reduce the work. So uh, you start using it before your manager does. Okay, so before he tries to replace you, you just learn it and you say, okay, I can do it. Another type of AI that AI being used is for data querying. Like you have a database, you write SQL queries on that, and you try to fetch the data. But what if I don't know SQL? I know only English. So people are coming up with AIs that you can put on top of a database, and you can just use natural language to fetch data. Like tell me what was the budget in this month. So it will generate a query for that, and it will go and fetch that data for you. You don't have to write that query. Anyone can use the database now. Um, Another use you for AI is for debugging your code. Say you wrote something and it's not working, you can ask ChatGPT or any other uh, such things to help you debug. A lot of times you are not able to understand what exactly went wrong, but uh, AI might be able to pick that up. Uh, Another place is in auxiliary tasks. Like let's say you are a backend developer and you developed a really good backend, but you're not good at front end development. So now you can go and ask for a beautiful UI for your front end, and ChatGPT will generate that for you. It's, you are a backend developer, you did your job, but in your project it's a requirement, like not in industry project, your personal project. Okay, you can use that for auxiliary tasks like UI designing or adding comments to your uh, code, some writing some documentation, and yeah, the basic approach you should use is use AI as your assistant, not as your replacement. Okay, so learn those tools, use it, but don't rely on them. Don't be like I wrote this code using ChatGPT and I'm a developer now. No, you are a developer, you understand code, but you use ChatGPT to make your life easier, something like that.
Even I want to add something that AI will not take your job, but those who don't use AI, their jobs will definitely go, because
Yeah.
you need to use AI to optimize your work basically, and it is a big help for you. And there is a thing called prompt engineering also. So if you should know how to put a prompt so that it will give you a personalized reply, because everyone can say 5 things I should follow for reducing weight, so it will give general answers. But what is the that you will get on Google also. What is the use of AI is, you have to tell my weight is 46 kgs, I want to reduce it to 43 kgs. I am in an MBA college, I am pursuing, I am
Mm.
staying in Pune, this is the weather, so what should I do? In that way it will give you some personalized. I can't give you technical examples, please refer to Archis for technical things, but I will tell you in general language.
Yeah.
I have really phased out with technical. I'm completely shifted to non-technical, so I will tell you only in non-technical terms. But I was saying that AI is a big help, so you have to learn how to put the prompt.
Yeah. There is actually a good prompt engineering course on Udemy. It's not something like huge, but it will help you out basically. You can try that.
Yeah, that's incredibly helpful. Let's go ahead. What were some mistakes you made during your preparation for placements and how did you overcome them? How did internships or industrial training contribute to your journey?
Okay. So, my biggest mistake was time. I started preparing very late, which I can say that's what that's what lost many opportunities for me. Because if you are prepared early, you can you can give your 90% in your first interview, 80 you can give 95% in the second, and in the third you will at least crack it. But in my case, even after 5 6 interviews, I was not completely prepared at the time of COVID. So that is my biggest mistake, that you should start early. That is what I will tell. People had been practicing coding every day in COVID, but I was the
Mm.
one going out, going on a trip, etc. So you can do that, because later you will regret it. Like, we don't feel that much, but in the start, very less people are prepared, to be honest. So if you are in that 10% who are prepared in the start, you have an advantage. And I'm telling it by experience, because in my engineering college I got a placement very late due to this. And on the contrary, in my MBA college, I got placement in the first company due to improving the same thing. So I can tell by my experience that this works. If you start early, it will really help you. And the second mistake, like, I can't say mistake, but you have to identify which area you want to focus on. You will have many things to speak upon, but all the jobs will have different roles. But you can't keep on changing your skills based on the role. You have to modify a little bit, you have to be flexible, but you can't keep on modifying everything based on the role. So if you're not that comfortable with that one, just be yourself, just tell what your skills are. If they will like it, they will take you. No need to keep on changing your answers based on each company, but you have to be flexible. That's what I can say.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. That was very insightful, and I can relate to the first suggestion you gave, that you have to start preparing early. So I can relate to that. So next question is to Archie sir. Can you share details about a significant project you worked on at Accenture and its impact?
Okay. During Accenture, I worked on like, three projects in 3 years. So uh, when I joined in, I was thrown into a project before my uh, training was over, and I was pretty confused. And I had not worked in corporate, so I had no idea what was going on. And so yeah, first project was gone in like confusion and learning things, how to talk to people, how to effectively communicate. And so in second project, I had to start working on like someone else's leftover work. So I had to first understand what they were doing, then understand what needs to be done now. So that is an important skill. So if you have to pick up someone else's work, it's a real difficult task. You have to understand what was being done before. In that project, we almost automated around 100 test cases, which was a difficult task. And yeah, but we had to work as a team. So we had to like plan all the stuff that needs to be automated, um, and distribute the work equally. So that was one thing that I really understood. And our team, our crew was the one who automated the fastest. All the other crews were like left behind. So good team and good teamwork is really important. Um, Another thing that is important I learned was you should understand the system. Okay, so wherever you are working, um, either you are a developer or a tester or DevOps, whatever you are, you should understand the software that is being built. It's not just like I'm a tester. I don't concern myself how the database is working or like that. You should not be like that. You should understand how the data is flowing, what's the architecture, what's being done here. And yeah, so the second project it was a little indisciplined and the work was a little haphazard. Like do whatever you want to. So that is not how you should work. You should have standards and you should follow the rules. So in my third project it was good. We were starting from scratch. So we were the ones who set up everything there. We were the ones who set up all the standards of coding and the rules were followed. So yeah, that was a good thing.
Yeah, sir, it's truly inspiring to hear how. Then next, I would like to ask, ma'am, what challenges did you face while balancing academics, projects, and placement preparation?
Okay. Um, yeah, along with balancing academics, projects, and placement, I had also a council work and that thing to balance. So, yeah, time management is the key. It is a very most used word, time management, but actually, you just have to prioritize your work. So, as I said, I didn't focus on preparation in the start, but you have to set your priority. Do you want to get placed first, or do you want to complete your project first? Like, what do you want? So, academics तो होते रहते हैं, मतलब like even if you study थोड़ा आगे पीछे चल जाता है. But you have to keep on acquiring knowledge and preparing for your interviews. And also project completing the project on time is very important. So I mean, वही है कि just try to prioritize, try to divide your time, and divide your work between your team. If one of your team member is doing project on one day, you do some other work on that day, and then on next day you switch. Like that you can do.
So thank you, ma'am. It's a real challenge to juggle everything, and your experience will help students manage their time and efforts more effectively. So next question is to RG sir. Can you suggest some project ideas that align with current industry trends and demands?
Project ideas. Okay. See, the main aim of doing any project on your resume, especially, is it is to demonstrate that you can create a software, you can handle multiple tasks, and you can collaborate with people. Okay, that is what they want to know. They won't expect anything groundbreaking from you guys. So you should choose projects that will highlight that you are good with your fundamental concepts, which are related to your syllabus. That is important because if you try to work on something you don't know, then it will be a difficult task in interview because they'll just roast you. So try to do something that's already in your syllabus. Um, and your project should be challenging enough and cover multiple different domains. Try to do overlap on multiple different domains. So I wouldn't give you like specific project ideas, but I can uh, give you like for example, in my MTech they asked me to build a bank management system. Okay, so like what's this toy project? Like who builds a bank management system? But the challenge was that you have to build it without using libraries. You have to build it in C, and you have to implement networking part on yourself. You have to build your own database, and you have to use basic OS concepts. So it was operating systems project, not a software project. Okay, so like that you should focus on multiple things and highlight those things in your uh, project. That okay, I worked on this specific part. This was my contribution. This is why I built it. Okay, so like in general, you can uh, try to build like a end-to-end web-based application. Like try to build your own software architecture, add a DB to it, web technologies, API building sort of. You can try some ML based projects, but try to understand the maths behind it. You can add visualizations and analyze data. That those kind of projects are good. Some AI based projects like audio data generation. Uh, you have now new libraries coming up, diffusers and whatnot. You can try to make a project out of it, but make sure you have some contribution in it. It's not like there was a library and I used it. That doesn't work. You have to put your own value inside. Like I built this XYZ thing and I implemented it. Um, you have like some graphic based projects, like you made some 2D graphics engine or something like that. You can create some simulations, or another interesting thing is you can take a small research paper and try to understand it, what they are doing, and try to implement whatever they have implemented, or whatever their theory is. You try to implement it with your code. Worst thing is you will fail, you won't be able to understand, but at least you will have that, okay, I did this. Okay, and you can ask your professors or seniors, where can we get such projects, or browse online, uh, things like that.
Also, there is a website called Product Hunt. So you
Okay.
can just go there to get inspired. Like there are some recent products which are working very nice in the market on that
Hmm.
website. So you can just go and check it to get inspired. Maybe you'll get some ideas from there. And another thing is, if you have some two, three ideas and you are confused which one to select, then maybe you can circulate a Google form and do a market research
Hmm.
kind of thing. Um, it will be backing for your project, like
Yeah.
why you really did it, and if it's related to a social cause, or if it's related to helping a group, a community, or helping a group, then it will also give you that good feeling maybe.
You will also get like some insights on that. What features do your user wants? Uh, who are your actually? Do they even want this project or not? Sometimes we have a great idea, but no one wants to use it. So you can get these ideas through such forms and surveys. It's a nice thing.
And you can
Yeah,
actually take it ahead to like implement it as a life project. So instead of just
Huh.
doing it in the college just for the sake of submission, if you do all these things, then you can take it forward to implement it as a life project, which is a really good thing at this stage.
yeah, it's great to hear what projects align with the industry needs and can truly make difference. Moving forward, ma'am, looking back, what do you think was the most important factor that contributed to your placement?
uh, I will say only soft skills because um, like technical skills do matter, but say, like I was placed in Accenture, and Accenture uh, like they are not that, they don't need that technically strong as per, but you need to have some good soft skills. And like in all my interviews I used to direct it towards only one thing, that is the startup idea which I had. because if I direct the interview in that direction, then I could speak about it for any, like for any questions I can answer it. So that is one thing that I had identified, that my startup idea, I can drive the interview in that way. So I used it everywhere. And another thing is soft skills, which we acquire, like you all, some of you are already in some committees or councils, so being in them is not just for the resume, but if you actually show, like if you actually express what you have learned through all these things through joining the clubs, then it will help you. If you just say that I am in XYZ committee, it might not help that much. They don't care, like why will they care if you are in any committee? They really don't, doesn't really matter. But if you explain what you learned from there, how you were before, like for me, I have a I tell it in a story format, like a proper story, जैसे story telling करते हैं ना हम, कि I never used to speak in public before, but after I joined this cell, I started speaking. Then I learned to speak in front of 50 people. That is a true story. It's not just मतलब बोलने के लिए. So if you start telling a story, they will definitely listen to you, and it will show your honesty. So that's what you have to show them. So in my case at least, it will be different for everyone. I'm not saying it will work for everyone, but in my case at least, soft skills and the storytelling format and my startup, these were the main things um, which will really help me to crack the interview.
Yes, thank you, ma'am, for those thoughtful reflections. It's important to recognize the factors that contribute to your success, and I'm sure that attendance will benefit from your insights. So, next question is to Archie, sir. How important is it to focus on real world problems when choosing a project, and how can students identify such problems?
Real world. Okay. See, you have two advantages with real world problems. Okay. One is that usually we have some kind of knowledge on what's happening. Okay. So, like if I ask you to write an algorithm that say picks up two numbers from an array, puts it somewhere else, and do some operation on it, like this feels useless, right? What am I going to do with it? But if I tell you to like implement or solve some real world problem that you can see and experience, then it's much more useful and it's much more inspiring to work on. So that's one advantage, and another is that it becomes, yeah, it becomes useful. So it may be useful for you or for someone else. It is solving some organization's problems, someone's problems like that. So uh, how do you find it? That's a interesting thing. So you can find your own problems. Okay, look at your own working styles and try to see. Okay, I am having such difficulty. Can I make a software to solve this problem? Or I want to do something. Uh, let's say, for example, um, I had some books with me. Okay, they were written books, um, and I wanted a digitalized copy of that. So my father, he sat down and he tried typing all of that stuff one by one page by one. So that was a problem. This can be solved efficiently if you just build an app that does a OCR on whatever text you have, and you can efficiently just take pictures of all those things, put it in an OCR, and run a for loop. It will give you all the answers you need. So like that, you can solve your own problems, or you can ask people around you what problems they are facing that they would like to solve. You can go to your boss, your organization, and ask them, okay, I have this. What problems are you facing that can be solved? Or like Namrata said, you can have surveys for that too. Like, what are your problems that you are facing in your domain? You can collect that information. Um, you can go for hackathons. So you don't necessarily have to participate in that hackathon. You can just go and fetch their problem statements. Like SIH has their problems, they release their problem statements. These are all real world problems that they are facing. So you don't have to necessarily participate and uh, present your solution to them. But you can take those problems up, find a solution, and just approach those people that, okay, we found some solution here. That is also a good place to start. And another thing I would suggest that I do every time is let's just you say you saw a piece of software, okay? So start to reverse engineer it. Try to break it down. Okay, how is this software made? What are its features? How will I develop that feature if I have to? Start from scratch. And you might find a place where you don't know, okay, how will I build this part? So then you go try to find answers like how was this part built? How is this algorithm working? What is the logic behind it? So likewise, you don't have to code. You just have to think like how is this software built? So in there you will find some ideas. Okay, they solved this problem in this XYZ way. I can use this somewhere else. Likewise, you can find problem statements that solve some real world problems.
Yeah, like we can say actual impact is based on the meaningful projects.
Yeah, that is your added advantage for creating your real world
Mm.
problems solution.
Yeah. Moving forward, ma'am, what advice would you give to students just starting their placement preparation?
Mm, I would say the same thing. Just identify which place, what thing you can work on, or what thing is good for you. If you, like, you maybe can't know it yourself, but you can ask your friends or the people who are around you that what do you feel is my strength, because the strengths which we feel for ourselves, they are our imagination. Like, we feel we are good in this. I may feel that I am good in speaking, but that might not be the reality. But if I ask you, you can tell what I am good at. So in that way, you can ask others what are you good at, and you can figure out what are you actually good at, and you can work on it. Other thing is like, you can prepare the answers in that star method. Maybe some of you have heard about star method. It is situation, task, action, result. So whenever you are explaining a project, or whenever you are explaining anything which you did, you can explain it in this format. No need to say it. Like, don't say it, I will explain you by star method. No. But you can uh, you can form a structure in that way, so that it is clear to the person interviewing you what are you trying to say. You will tell them that the situation was this was my task, this was the action I took, or this was the thing I worked on, and then this was the result. The most important thing is the R, that is the result. Most people tell everything about what they have done, but no one talks about the impact or the result. So you have to tell what impact did it cause. In your case, it might be grades, but only grades will not be enough. So you have to tell what impact did it cause in someone's life, or what impact did it cause in your knowledge. Any kind of impact, but just quantify the impact. Don't just say it, just quantify it, that my um, HTML skills increased by 50%, something like. Just quantify the impact that it caused. That is very important. And uh, for the people who are preparing, I will just say that uh, be flexible, because if you be very firm, then then the recruiters might not like you. Try to be flexible but firm at the same time. It is a diplomatic answer, I know, but you have to do it so that you can uh, they have to know that you are able to do anything, but that doesn't mean that you will do anything at all. But just make them understand what you are good at. And another thing is, keep on reflecting on your previous experiences. At least write in short what happened in that interview, what went wrong, what went good, and just start like look at it and improve the next time. The best progress is only with yourself. You have to compare you with only yourself, not with anyone else. So whenever you are preparing for the next interview, it's okay, just have one goal, that you have to do better than what you did last time. That's it.
Yeah, that analysis is
Yes.
really important actually.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. It's encouraging to hear practical steps and getting started and preparing for placement. So, the last question to Archit sir is how to make a good resume, what to add, and how to structure it.
Oh, okay. See, your resume should be one pager, okay? Two-page resumes are for people who have 7+ years experience. That's not for us. So try to fit it in one page. Don't don't add any personal data like मैं इधर से आता हूँ मैं उधर से आता हूँ. No. Uh, you can add your contact info like this is my GitHub link, LinkedIn, phone number, etc. College and stuff. And try to keep it simple. Don't make it too flashy. Don't make it too plain. Like don't just scribble something on a page and then give them. Uh, try to structure your uh, resume into sections. Okay, so like if you have some work experience, some internship experience, add a section for that. And in any section, explain the stuff that is your best first. Add that first. Anything that you are not good at should go to the bottom. Okay, that is really important. In your work ex, you can include internships, some industry projects, or part-time stuff that you might have done. And since you'll be working on in teams mostly in internships, it, add what you have done exactly as the part of a team. Okay, what was your contribution in that work? Highlight that part. That is important. Um, then you can add your personal projects. Highlight the exact reason why you made that project. Okay, that is important. It's not that I found that this problem statement interesting, I just made it. No, why did you make it? What was inspiring and what is the problem that it solved? Okay, highlight that part. Um, then again, highlight your contribution in it and the technical tools and methodologies that you use to make it, etc. So another important part is your English should be good in in your resume, but don't think that just because I wrote something in good English, then I can like bluff anything. Or I don't have anything to write here, so I'll just write something in good English and they'll be just like, oh wow, that's a nice thing. No. Uh, you should have some real solid content to write there, some solid work to show, and you just express it in good and simple English, okay? That is important. Um, Another thing is don't lie on your resume. That's simple thing, but I've seen a lot of people lying in their resumes. Just simply just write something they won't know, like that kind of attitude. So make sure you have some proofs of whatever you have written, like on GitHub. If you are saying I developed this project, have a GitHub repo. Add a good README and make it a little presentable. Uh, have all your data updated on LinkedIn. They may or may not visit these sites and check everything, but it's a good thing to have that. And you don't need to add all of these links in your resume itself, but just have some proof to back what you are saying. Don't write your resume in paragraphs. Just write it in bullet point, 3 to 4 lines per topic. Are you allowed to change your resumes based on the company that you are submitting it to, or you have like fixed resumes?
No, we can modify if we want to.
Hmm. Yes, that's a good thing to do. So you will receive a job description from every company. Okay. So try to make modifications in your resume that will align mostly with what the company is asking out of you. Okay. So if the company wants AIML, then highlight your AIML projects first. The company wants something like software building, highlight those kind of work first. Like that, change and modify your resume based on the company you are applying it to. And once you make it, just review it from your peers, professors, seniors, like that. Keep making changes, keep updating it, keep reviewing it. Okay. So that that is like it will help you. These tips will help you mostly for building a good resume. Namrata might have something better to add on this.
Nothing as such. You have covered everything. Just one thing is that like don't use very high vocabulary words to Google
Hmm.
karke.
Hmm.
Like if you want to talk about something, you will Google some high end word, because your resume should reflect you, like not just some words. So even if simple words are there, it's fine. They are not checking your
Hmm.
English, but yeah, grammar should be very correct. Like
Yeah.
don't use wrong grammar in the resume. Use the tools like Grammarly and all. There are many grammatical mistakes in resumes. So it gives a bad first impression basically, because we are all studying in English medium, so they expect basic grammar to be good. In speaking it's fine, but on resume it is there. And also put you can put a one section. Do you have you all done any research publications, like have you all done any publication?
Yeah. Papers, patents, anything.
Yes.
Paper. Okay, so if you have that, then do highlight it. Do put it, if just find some space for it, because it is a really good point. Not
Hmm.
everyone does it, and have thorough knowledge of your publication. You can use it later also in your further studies or in your further resumes. But at this stage also, if you can speak properly about the publication, and that is. And for resume, one thing is like keep it very crisp. Don't, like he told, don't put paragraphs in the resume. Like put it in bullet points only. And yeah, that's it. You can also put one like one volunteering thing as an add on.
Hmm.
Like you might have done something as volunteering, at least in college you might have done tree plantation drive. I don't know what is there, but at that time we had tree plantation drives. So just put one thing which you are doing for the society, for the goodwill of the society, that will just help them. Like it should not be completely academically strong.
Hmm.
Just put one extra thing which will tell that you are a human. They need humans, okay? So just add one humanly thing which will add a humanly touch to your resume.
Yeah. So your resume is basically your advertisement. Okay. So the recruiter should be able to look at your resume and quickly see, okay, this person has this XYZ things. Uh, I have a requirement for this XYZ things, and this person will be able to fulfill those requirements. So that is the point you have to push in your resume. If you write it with Chat GPT, it will give you some adjectives you don't even know, and it will become difficult for even the recruiter to find in all of that. Like, okay, what did this person exactly do in this? So just be clear, concise, and to the point. And whatever matter you add, uh, have this thing in your mind. Like think from the recruiter's point of view. Okay, They don't want to hear what great things you did. They're like, I have a problem, and will this person be able to solve that problem? So that point you should highlight, that I am able to solve your problem. So that is one reason you should recruit me.
Yeah, like structuring resume properly is a key. Your advice will surely help students making and lasting impression. Yeah. Now I would like to ask both of you, would you like to share or add on anything else?
Yeah, whatever preparation you are doing, start right now. Okay, you don't have to do some like enormous work for that, like coding interviews, codings or interview rounds and all of that. Just do it consistently. Do small steps. Clear out your fundamentals. That's the best thing to have. If you don't have clear fundamentals, no amount of AI, no amount of like complex stuff on your resume is going to help you.
I would just say that enjoy the process. Don't
Yeah,
be
that is
so
also.
hard on don't be so hard on yourself. While you are doing all these things, remember that just remember the end goal why you are doing it, and do it by heart. Whenever you are doing anything, do it by heart. Don't just do it for the sake of doing. You should also feel good when you make your resume, when you do some project. So
Mhm.
do it by heart and say it by heart whenever you are saying. Don't say it like you are reading it. It is also for interviews. Like, don't prepare your answers by heart. Don't ratta mat maro usko. Just um, just remember the key points which you want to say, but say other things from your experience. And also, you need to have at least one example for each point, which anything what you say, that will
Yeah.
add value to it. And just enjoy the process. That's it.
Yeah, enjoying is actually important. If you enjoy it, you will be able to pull off anything. Okay.
Yeah, that was so inspiring. Thank you, both of you, for taking the time to share your valuable experiences and insight with us today. Your advice and stories have been truly inspiring, and I'm sure they'll go along a long way in helping our students navigate their journey towards placement. Over to you, Samar.
Yeah, so as coming to the end of the event, it was truly very nice to hear from both of you the way you shared your thoughts and also the stories from your college years were truly very intriguing to listen, and I'm sure all of us will definitely implement them in our college years. And I would also like to thank our organizing committee and everyone behind the scenes for their hard work and making this event run smoothly. Finally, thank you to all the attendees and the participants for being this part of the wonderful session. Uh, as we wrap up the day 2 of this 3-day event, uh, I encourage you to uh, join tomorrow's session as well. It will be the final session of this event. Thank you once again. We look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Thank you.
And also, thank you for inviting us in
Yeah.
our. It feels really good to contribute something to our own college. So, thank you and keep doing good things. I just saw the syllabus. It really had so many so many new things which even I don't know anything about. So
Okay.
I feel that the college is really trying to be updated with the new things. So just take advantage of it.
Yes, yes, surely, surely.
Yeah. And you can reach out to any of the seniors for any advice you need. Even I have reached out to many seniors a lot of times, and everyone will be really helping you out.
Oh,
So
yes.
it would be helpful if you both of you can share your LinkedIn profile in chat.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You can also take number. It's okay. Like no, not there is no need to be so formal. But yeah, we'll share.
Yeah, everyone is calling us ma'am and sir. We are just your seniors, okay?
They are
Uh,
not listening at all.
it's a respect, ma'am.
Yeah, but it feels like very old. I am the still like I'm again doing college. So
Yeah, me too.
I have shared it in the chat. You
Yeah.
can
Any of you
also
guys
check.
are looking forward to masters or taking up jobs?
Actually, there is right now no as such plan, but yes, after
Uh-huh.
doing, we'll definitely look after that as well.
Yeah, a good thing. I would say do a job first, okay?
Yeah,
At
yeah,
least a year. Do a job. You will understand a lot of things, and that will help you in any masters that you are going to do. Okay? MBA, MTech, MS, anything.
Even I will
It will
agree
really
for
help
the
you.
same.
Yeah.
But not too much experience, not that much that
Huh.
you will
Huh.
lose interest in studying completely.
Yeah. 1 or 2 years is good. Okay. One or two
Exactly.
years will really help. Like in currently in my MTech, I'm seeing like most of the people are from third and fourth year. So they have no idea what's going on in industry. They are not polished enough, I would say. I'm not polished myself, but I can see small things that are here and there. So it will help you out if you do a job.
that will help us to gain the practical knowledge, the street knowledge, what we call.
Yeah, yeah. Things that are not taught in the college. You will learn
Yes.
a lot of things like that.
So
And
yeah,
try to form a team and do some life project
Hmm.
other than this technical. Not technical. Other than this project which you want to do for the grades. Other
yeah,
than that, try to do some project which you will feel interesting. That might not be it would not be strictly adhering to some rules, but try to do something which you will feel interesting, because this is the time when you have people, they also have equal time as much as you, so you will be able to do it later. Like even if you go for masters, everyone is at a different life stage. Some
Hmm.
people will even be married, some people will have some other things. So you will not be able to form that kind of team later. But if you have now you have the friends which you have
Yeah.
around you, you can if you can form a good team and you can do something, even if it's not implemented later, you will have so much to learn.
And yeah, at this time you can fail, okay? You fail as much as you want. No one cares. You implemented an idea, it didn't work out, it's okay. Or you think this project is worthless, still do it. You think it has some value, then just do it. Try to find people, okay? People will really help you out. And
definitely, definitely.
yeah, another point for placement is I would say don't compare yourself with anyone, okay? That's the worst thing to do in placements. Like uh, he got 6 lakh package, he got 2 lakh package, I got 3 lakh. What am I doing? The package won't matter. These things don't matter in long term. Focus on improving your skills. Focus on like becoming a better version. That's it. That's the only thing that will help you in long term. You will
Definitely,
start at a small package maybe, but you will go ahead quite good if you have good basics, good knowledge, and devoted work.
Really, actually, I was very sad when I got placed so late, because my CGPA was good. Okay, I was not technically that strong, but all my grades were good. Everything was fine, but I got placed so late. I was so sad. But later, if I see back, that due to that brand name Accenture, it has
Hmm.
actually
Hmm.
helped me in everything.
Yeah.
That a good package wouldn't have done that what this has done. and the work culture is so good. So whatever happens, it will happen for good. So
Yeah.
just trust that even if you get very less package, it will really not matter.
Yeah, it will
Yes.
only matter if you have some financial dependency. In that case, you should aim at good package. But if you don't have any dependency, just aim for value. Okay. I have a lot of friends who are like 8 lakh, 10 lakh package, but they don't have any good experience in their companies. But Accenture's experience was really good. They didn't offer that much money, but it was really a nice experience for starting out.
Okay. It was an MNC, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. And work culture in MNC are very good. I've my cousin in the MNC, Capgemini. So he also tells me that the same company is the most important rather than going
yeah.
to work package and all those things.
Yeah. The most important part is the people you work with. Okay.
Yeah.
If the people are good, if your leadership is good, if your teammates are good, you will really have a good experience.
Right.
You will
Right.
be satisfied. That's it.
Surely then now we wrap up. We'll wrap up the event.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. You guys can
Yeah.
reach out to us anytime.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
was great having you both for the event. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Gayatri.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Yes.